there from Andrew Andrews.
Very well. Look how happy they are.
They should be. Just continue to build.
Beware the Wildcats.
Absolutely.
Andrews finds his way into the paint. Nice pass.
Oh, good. Upstairs and jams with authority.
Yes, sir.
Good things are happening for the Perth Wildcats right now. They are winning at the right time of year. 4 wins in a row, and they're at home again tonight at RAC Arena up against a Cairns Taipans team who have had their struggles through injury and form and go in as the major underdogs into tonight's clash as well. It is round 18 here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, which makes it all part of Pride Round. So great to have your company for a Thursday night doubleheader. I've got championship winners alongside me, Pete Hooley and Leonard Copeland. Welcome to both of you. And for the Perth Wildcats, Pete, it's a simple equation. Just keep winning.
Absolutely. And again, winning at home because they've been monsters on the road, but taking care of business at RAC Arena has been a little tricky. And we have a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. And yes, they want to continue to climb up. You want to avoid that single elimination game at all costs when it comes to playing tournament.
Copes, why is it that Perth are 5 and 6 at home when they go on the road, they're 10 and 4?
Well, they have that, you know, us against the world mentality on the road. They seem to bond a little bit better on the road, and they take care of business. But you're right, Pete, they got to start winning some games at home because they got the big guns coming in the next couple of games, and they got to make sure they do the right thing.
So they go in tonight without David Duke Jr. again. We'll have some more news on that throughout the night as well. But Joe Lawala-Chul has been a fascinating watch all season long. He's one of the $1 million players here in the NBL, and with that, it attracts some extra attention. Is he performing at the level?
Well, not the level that I'm used to. We're used to Joe Lawala-Chul scoring the rock, you know, demanding the ball and taking a lot of shots. Right now, he just seems like he's a passenger, going along with it. Now, he's averaging 17 points at 54%, but we've seen Joe Lawala-Chul play for the Melbourne United and score a lot more points, Pete. He demands the ball. I still think Perth need a point guard to get him the ball, but I think he's just waiting on the playoffs to come around, and he'll be that guy with his hand up.
I think he's just waiting for the right matchups as well because they've won 4 on the trot, so you can't argue the way the team is playing. But for sure, I think a little bit at times he seems to be inside his own shell. We know he's one of the most talented big men in the competition. In terms of putting the ball in the basket, very few can do it like he can at that level.
Does have a very, very good record against Cairns in the 2 times they've met this season already. We spoke about the Wildcats and the fact that they're winning right now. Arnold Maley courtside for us at RAC Arena tonight. Taking a look at what's to come for the Perth Wildcats, Arnold, if they get through tonight, the next few games are massive for them, aren't they?
Yeah, look, we were talking about the jungle not being what it used to be, but they are going to want to get this win tonight on this court because their next 2 games aren't going to be that easy. So if I was Perth, I'd be looking to lock this one away, especially in front of a crowd like this tonight. It's Pride Round, and things are looking really exciting.
Be with us tonight. Arnold is just averaging about 150 rebounds a game in the WNBL this season, having an incredible season she is. From a Cairns Taipans perspective, it's been a frustrating season for them. It's been a challenging season for them. Unfortunately, at 7 and 18 for the year, though, there's no hiding, is there?
Yeah, it's not. And again, I know that Copes are not mathematically out of the postseason, but they are. They really are. And again, it's hard because we saw when Sam Wardenberg came back, even without Rain Smith, what this team was meant to look like, and it was fun. Everybody was clicking, but unfortunately that injury to Wardenberg again, and they've just fallen apart.
And we saw the frustration boil over a little bit at Hoops Fest last week. Adam Ford ejected in the 2nd quarter of that game. Here's what he had to say post-match.
I think throughout the season, I've been talking to the refs a lot. Part of it's because I'm new. I've played in basically every league in the world. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing I ask for as a player is consistency on both ends, and that's what haven't figured out how to kind of gather here. I don't know. I heard this was a physical league when I got here. It seems to be physical. So my frustrations just come from some of the fouls that I pick up versus some of the things that kind of happen to me, and I'm trying to distinguish like where the line gets drawn.
Today was a message sent. Like, again, I get the first one and I walk and I get it straight away. I got my money's worth after it because I'm like, oh, now I've got 2, so I'm going to get my money's worth on the way out. But yeah, that's the first. And most amount of texts I've had all season. So Interesting.
There is a lot of showmanship going on from the coaches in every press conference it seems lately. I understand the frustration. The second technical came very quick, but you can also understand what he was trying to do, stand up for his players. So we'll see what happens tonight, because Andrew Andrews has been frustrated with the referees since he got here. I think at times he lets it get the better of him because he's played some really good basketball lately.
Perth Wildcats starting 5 as we are a couple of minutes away from tip-off at RAC Arena. Thursday night doubleheader. So great to have your company wherever you're joining us around the place tonight. Dylan Windler, Copes, the season that he's having, it's no coincidence that his last 5 games have been really good, and Perth have won 4 of them.
Absolutely. He's a guy who loves to rebound the ball, can stroke it from anywhere outside the three-point line. And look, doesn't need to be pushed. He's one of those guys that can carry a team. I look at this lineup, I don't see a true point guard, Jack, and that bothers me.
David Duke Jr., a day-to-day proposition, according to John Riley in the media earlier this week.
But even still, he's not that true point guard. Yes, he can handle the rock, but if they want to make a splash in the postseason, it's number 10 right there. It's Ben Henshaw, and he arguably coming off what I think was one of his most well-rounded games I've seen. 15, 7, and 7, and handled the rock beautifully. He's going to have to continue to grow because he's also not a true point guard, but that's his role now.
Cairns Taipans, smaller lineup for them again. Sam Wardenberg done for the season. Marcus Lee will be coming off the bench. What's left to play for the Taipans?
Well, that's staggering too, Marcus Lee. So they've tried this against JLA previously, and we'll see how the Perth Wildcats react. But again, a lot of it now is pride. That's the biggest one. But also auditioning. Keep saying it. You've got this. Jack McVeigh has a mutual option. Ryan Smith is not there with a team option. Everyone else is out of contract. So you want to prove to them, if it's not the Taipans, another team around the league, another team around the world, hey, I'm deserving of the next contract, and here's your opportunity to show that.
Vaughan Mabry, Damien Lyons, Hugh Starkey in charge of tonight's match. The Perth Wildcats, a win tonight. They've got Melbourne on Sunday at RAC Arena, and then South East Melbourne in the Ignite Cup.
That gave me goosebumps, Jack. Wow, that 2 big games. They got to handle business tonight, though, because this game can be a danger game if you don't come in ready to go.
Well, one thing about the Taipans, you know, is they're going to take a whole lot of threes. They've been in Perth, which helps, for over a week because of Hoops Fest.
Andrew Andrews couldn't get a whistle off his first play. Elijah Pepper, Ben Henshaw, Christian Doolittle, all ball handlers, all sharing the responsibility. And they feed the big man, and it could be a big night. 24 points in round 6, 30 and 10 in round 4. JLA feasts against the Taipans.
He's coming back to that left shoulder, right hand, 99.5 times out of 100. And if you don't get a body on him and force him to go back the other way, he's just going to score. He's got a great touch, good cut up there from Cody Statman. And JLA's calling for it again right here.
Absolutely, they should go at him again because there's nobody on the floor who can guard him right now. And see, to have him out on the three-point line, for me, doesn't work.
Defensive pressure from Andrews.
And Jack, this is what I'm talking about. If I'm Cairns, I'm going to pressure Perth every time they touch the ball because there's not a true point guard to get it up the floor.
Here's a look at it.
And that's the biggest watch right now, right? They decided not to bring in a point guard, and when David Duke Jr. can come back, he can handle it a little bit. Christian Doolittle, as I said, I have no problem with him being the backup, but it's Ben Henshaw now. If they want to go and make a splash, they need Ben Henshaw to continue to grow in that point guard role that he's not. He is not a true point guard, but he's going to have to try and turn himself into one for the benefit of his team. And I thought last game was terrific, but teams are going to start to do this and test him out.
Absolutely. You're talking about a true point guard. A true point guard is one of those guys who runs the team, who knows the offense inside out, and who gets other people involved. Now, that's a great drive for him, again, and that'll back him off because he's aggressive on the offensive end.
Get back to that point guard responsibility in a moment. 4 apiece. You can see the head-to-head ledger, bottom part of the screen, round 4. And round 6, Perth wins. Jack McVeigh lines it up.
I don't know what Elijah Pepper was doing. It's over-helping. You cannot leave Jack McVeigh that wide open.
Joe Lawala-Chul at the top of the key, puts the ball on the floor. Galloway just does enough.
But again, not being critical, why is Joe driving the ball to the basket, and he's 7 foot.
What a bit. Right underneath that Mitsubishi Motors logo. That's where he was the first time he scored. And Jack McVay backing down Christian Doolittle, and he'll take that every day of the week.
That play is unguardable for him. He's so good at the one-legged turnaround.
There's not many in the league that can back down Christian Doolittle the way that he did it. Pass underneath. Henschel for Pepper. Easy 2 for the Wildcats, who trail by 3. Perth have won the first quarter in their last 8 games. At the start of the season, getting going was their issue, but they've worked it out. They've been starting with positivity in recent weeks. Statman. Little floater drops as well.
And really scoring at will.
Really looking forward to seeing Cody Statman this back end of the season. Finally gets that full opportunity to show what he can do.
Chul gets his own rebound. Back to the top. Henschel foul. Points dropped, and they'll count.
You can already see he's playing with that patience. Coming off the ball screen, finding the defender on his back. Have another look at it here. Waits for Andrew Andrews to catch up, and then he's got him beat. At that point, he's got decisions to make. Does he want to get to his floater like he does there, or wait to draw the defense and throw a little lob to Joe Luala-Chul? You can see his mind is ticking into, you know what, I need to slow the game down as the point guard of this team.
So how hard is that to do, though, Pete? To be basically learning, arguably the most important job on a basketball floor, learning on the fly at this stage of the season.
Well, he can do it, right? Even though you're not a true point guard. Oh, wow. It looked like a lot of contact there.
Are you serious?
And that's the one right there, coach talking about. It goes on the left shoulder, still right hand.
Every
That's where
time.
It needs to be.
It's a much more comfortable spot for JLA. Perth very quickly string together 5 points and tie it away at 11. Andrews with a mismatch, and then the step back 3. Christian Doolittle has that rebound fall into his hands. 15.5 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game. He's the driving force of the Wildcats.
Joe Luala-Chul did a good job of just getting the extra defender out of there. But Christian Doolittle gets it off the rim. Doesn't matter. Can handle it. So it really wants a goaltend. Really wants an and one here. So they are adamant that this should have been a goaltend and just an extra free throw for Christian Doolittle. You heard the referee say that he's watching Chaylay and Jack McVay fight. Have another look at it here. So there's Chaylay and Jack McVay going at it. Oh.
You think it's a goaltend?
No, I mean, if he hits the backboard, but it's still got to be above the ceiling to have a chance to go in.
Christian Doolittle's last 2 games has been on the free throw line 18 times per game in his last 2 games.
And that's being aggressive. I think we called one of those games, Jack, in Melbourne, when he was just uber aggressive, getting to the basket, using that body, using that strength. And that's what he has to do for this team.
7 double-doubles across this NBL season. McVay wide open. He will hurt you if he's got that much space.
Their defense is non-existent right now. The miscommunication. Jack McVay already has 8 points. He's yet to miss.
They can go through these little defensive lapses, the Wildcats. Having one, as Pete said right now. Henschel catch and shoot from the perimeter.
Oh, he looks so good, doesn't he?
Shooting it with confidence.
He's calm, though. He's calm. He's not being rushed.
Andrews follows up with 2 of his own, and Cairns just continue
Well,
to score in any way they like.
They're going to play loose. They're going to play free. Can be a really beautiful spot to be in.
I do not like him getting the ball at the top of the three-point line and driving.
Put it this way, Copes. He's 2 of 5 from the field. The 2 he made, he cornered the Mitsubishi Motors logo, took 1 dribble, went over the right shoulder, scored. The three he's missed, he's put the ball on the floor from the three-point line and run into contact.
What are we must be experts. I don't understand.
Well, it does make you wonder, and there'll be fans watching at home thinking the exact same thing, thinking, well, why don't you just go back to what you're about to see? Here's the Amy replay. That's...
I think we're getting a coach's challenge here from Adam Ford, and I'll tell you what.
Unless that's grazed the thigh or leg of Dylan Windler.
I think it went right through his legs, didn't it?
Ben Henschel was adamant that he didn't touch it, but that's not normally the guide what the players say.
Boop. Right through.
Well, unless that's a John Riley coach's challenge, sorry.
I don't think that Perth are going to come away with a successful challenge here, Pete. I'm just putting it out there into the universe. It's a Perth challenge for out of bounds. The original call was that it was last touched by the Wildcats.
That's just nutmegged. Dylan Windler.
Clean bolt.
Yeah, that's nice and easy. They knew straight away. That was just me assuming that 40 is going to challenge something in the first quarter because he loves to challenge things in the first quarter.
Wildcats ball. Dante Russo-Nance into the game. David Aquera also getting some first quarter minutes.
He's been pretty good this year as well.
Just ticked past 100 games here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. He's fouled. Wow. Into the game with immediate impact.
Terrific. He's been really, really good. And again, having to defend Joe Luala-Chul every day at practice is going to make him a better player, but just supreme confidence right now. And what helps a young guy like David Aquera trying to really cement his spot in the league is you're coming onto the floor now, you still have Christian Doolittle, Dylan Windler there who are going to carry the load offensively. They're going to do a whole lot of leading, be great defenders, rip down boards. So you've just got to fill that gap. And he's been doing that and more.
Yeah. Nice young man, too. Comes over, speaks.
Yep.
Last time he called me OG. Made me feel old. But
Can I shock you?
I'm old.
You are old.
Thank you.
You don't look it. You look younger than us.
Hey, Pete, come
Fair.
on, bro.
That's also fair, but let him just... Oh, boy.
Jack McVay. Last time we called a game for Jack McVay, he went off for what, 47?
47.
Come on, Jack.
That's not missed. And I don't know what they're doing, but got to stay attached. They're trying to switch. They're getting caught up with miscommunication.
Long rebound falls to Henschel.
That's the second foul, Marcus Lee.
And David Aquera will be back on the line.
Come on, Marcus. Come on over here. Come on, Marcus.
It's the Wildcats 21. Cairns 19. A costly second foul.
What a pass.
And the Cairns Taipans want to have a chat about things in the timeout.
Well, they're going to have to because second foul on Marcus Lee means they're going to have to play small.
Hey, Marcus, come on over here. That's what he said.
So Adam Ford having a chat during this Tangerine timeout. Annalie Maley caught up with him pre-game and spoke about the lead up to tonight's game. It's been a different one for the Cairns Taipans. They've been residents of WA.
Well, the boys are a little bit sun-kissed, I think. They spent a couple of days in Scarborough and went out to Rottnest. And even after we got a couple of sessions in at Morley Rec, I think the boys did a bit of beach recovery, which is nice to do because there's no threats of crocodiles or jellyfish like we have in Cairns. So, no, the week's been good. You know, we've been able to have some team dinners. Guys brought their families over too. So it's been an interesting week, but a sense in the good side of it. So excited to see how the boys roll out tonight.
That's right. 40 was an assistant coach with the Perth Wildcats, wasn't he?
Long time ago, yeah.
How's that, though, for a week? So they come for Hoops Fest, spend a couple of days in Scarborough, go to Rottnest.
Just vacationing. You would think they were
If they were smart, they would have eased past Cottesloe on Sunday afternoon because that's what you do.
And then what happens then? You come out a bit loose, a bit free.
And play
7 of 9 from the floor. Jack McVay, he's been really enjoying himself.
It's a hot start to the game for the Taipans. Annalie Maley courtside.
Just listening in to really, you can imagine that he was talking about how much space McVeigh has on offense right now. He said, we're overhelping. Like, why? Well, I want you to be in the gaps. He wants them to be in the gaps, but not that much if he's that hot. And especially the way he started, he said no gaps when it comes to McVeigh.
11 points on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting.
Just because they're switching everything and they have been breaking down, but
late shot clock for the Taipans. Andrews with room to fire. That's long. Rebound control by Dante Rosso-Nance. Quera finds Windler underneath.
beautiful pass. So we saw the switches before. So if you're the Cairns Taipans, it's simple. Give Jack McVeigh the ball at the top of the key, let him do a dribble handoff with Lockie Barker, who's guarding Dante Rosso-Nance, and then you get that switch and let McVeigh back him down and get to his sweet spot. Otherwise, he's switching on to Windler, Doolittle, even Ben Henschel a little bit, have more strength, more length.
But he's so good in the back down.
It's blocked that time by Aquera. Barker throws up a prayer. And that goes. Just having one of those quarters at the moment, Cairns, but Perth just that little bit better. And Christian Doolittle with his first field goal of the game.
It's hard to play a team with nothing to lose. I don't care how good you are.
Galloway had the seal on Henschel. Over the top of Windler, that's not there.
Heat check in for Christian Doolittle.
Just go back at McVeigh. Fall-away jumper doesn't drop. The Taipans ball. It's a great matchup this one tonight. Christian Doolittle and Jack McVeigh. Two of the premier players in that position.
Two dynamic scorers, two great forwards who can carry the team. No one's backing down.
And very different in their mannerisms and their approach, but two seriously competitive humans. Andrews gets inside, that'll count.
Great job.
He's been really patient too. You can see he's not just running and jumping into guys trying to draw the contact. He's getting down there, he's Euro stepping, he's taking that extra dribble. So this is a much more precise Andrew Andrews getting 2 feet in the paint. We've seen so many times when he gets frustrated too, he kind of leans in or jumps into the defender and hopes to hear a whistle.
Cairns are hanging around.
It's back to 1.
Jack McVeigh, well, we've seen it the last couple of weeks, unless the game gets really out of hand, he's going to play 40 minutes.
And he should.
Spot on.
High scoring first quarter at RAC Arena.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
It's not rocket science, is it? So either get him right underneath the hoop, or on the low block, or a little pick and roll, pocket pass. Doesn't have to do anything with it but go up. He's got a good touch on that floater.
6 points, 3 made field goals, all from identical spots. McVeigh, tough 3. It's his first miss of the night.
There's nobody on the court who can guard JLA.
Here's Lockie Barker. Numbers not in his favour, so shares with Schofield. Who had a good afternoon against New Zealand last Saturday. Equal season high 19 points. He's got a big piece of that one too. Late shot clock for Doolittle, who forces his way in over McVeigh.
That's just pure strength. How do you guard that, Pete?
Try and get in front, either take a charge or just get out of the way and say, I'll get 3 down the other end.
Final play of the term. Barker with a pull-up jumper. And it's the Wildcats who take a 5-point lead into quarter time. 30-25, it's high scoring, it's fast paced. It's Thursday night hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, and it's Pride Round, all part of round 18. Thursday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL, and it is the Perth Wildcats who lead by 5 at quarter time, 30-25. The Cairns Taipans playing like a team who are fast and loose and happy to just let it fly tonight, Lennart Copeland.
Absolutely. They, got a chance to stay in Perth, train in Perth, see the beach in Perth, and now they're giving Perth a little business.
They certainly are. It's a 5-point game at quarter time. Annalie Maley knows a thing or two about the beaches in Perth, and she was listening to Adam Ford at quarter time.
Let me tell you, put a pep in your step. Hey, the main point out of that quarter time break was that he wants Schofield on JLA and to use his strength to not even let him get in the paint. Other than that, he wants to keep Perth off the O-boards. They had 3 in that quarter, but he said, damn it, I want 0. 0 O-boards for Perth. Yeah, that was pretty much the main point.
Cairns' point of view, Jake McVeigh the 11 points. Andrew Andrews had 5 assists with his 5 points. That's 3 out of the last 4 games. He's had 5 first quarter assists.
Seems like he's started to work out the league and what role he needs to play within this team. There was a bit of criticism when he first arrived, Copes, that perhaps he was a little too trigger happy.
Absolutely he was. And I don't think you call it trigger happy.
They
needed him to score.
They did.
You know what I mean? And so the good thing is he's smart enough to realize now, I got players around me. If I move the ball and get guys involved, we got a chance.
I mean, it's a small sample size. We saw it when Sam Wardenberg came back. He went into full facilitator mode as there's Dylan Whittler. Loves a deep 3. And he was filling it up. Back-to-back 13 assist games. And then without Wardenberg prior to that and now, they need someone else to tick the scoreboard over. So now it's about finding the balance, and it can be hard to do.
And I'm sure he's had that conversation with 40. Because 40's been around, he knows you got to put points on the board.
He's at the top of the key. Perth lead by 10. They have absolutely come out of the gates to start this second quarter, but JLA forgot to put the ball on the floor.
Elijah Pepper's got to shoot that.
Look where you're giving him the ball. 7-footer. Yes, he can do it. We know he can get to the basket. But is that his best? No, it's not.
Here's an interesting move, Pete. Admiral Schofield checks out. Marcus Lee with 2 fouls.
I think they've
comes back into the game.
They've noticed they're going to try and feed it back into Luala Chul down low. But unfortunately, sometimes we see with Marcus Lee, he's probably got 48 seconds in him before that 3rd foul.
48. Okay.
And McVeigh spins and trying to conjure up a way to score. He's always got an answer. Not that time, though. Statman drags it back out. Great D from Windler. Excellent defensive possession from the Perth Wildcats.
Yeah, much better. Everyone on the same page, crawling up and in, moving off the ball. So that'll make John really happier than anything they can do on the offensive end, but they're overcomplicating it in this half court. Little Spanish action.
There it is, and it will be there all night long if they continue to feed him.
Somebody on that court has to be smarter than us.
37-25, and concerning little stage here for the Taipans. They did so many things right in the first quarter. McVeigh continues to be their main offensive weapon.
He's just so confident.
I love the way he goes about it too.
There's Sunday Ditch just checking out. Game number 200 tonight for Sunday. He's a wonderful man, very popular player here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, now back in Perth. Multiple championship winner.
It's going to be an important piece to everything they can achieve as well.
Just a good human being.
And doing some commentary work for the WNBL, right?
Yeah. You watch your back over there, Copes.
I better.
There's plenty of room in this canoe. Cairns need a score. Jack McVeigh's three ball is the only bucket they have in this second quarter.
And that's a guy who can score. He just needs to get himself involved in the game. Mojave King, we've seen him light it up on a good night.
Elijah Pepper, dangerous corner pocket shooter.
Speaking of lighting it up.
Back out to a 12-point lead, timeout Taipans.
Doesn't need much time or space, Elijah Pepper. Good pass there from Dylan Windler. Maybe replay. Everyone just caught ball watching. Elijah Pepper will take that every day of the week.
A bit to talk about here for Adam Ford. And the Cairns Taipans, they trailed by 5 after 1, but that's Perth who have made a pretty significant move to start this second quarter. And Coach, the NBL, alongside Disney Plus, have got together, and for some fans out there, you've got the chance to win one of 10 12-month Disney Plus standard subscriptions by downloading the NBL app. You can scan that QR code and you're in the running. It's as easy as that.
That easy, Jack. I'm on it. I'm on it right now.
I'll tell you what, you know what's better than having Disney Plus free for a month?
What's better?
Having it for 12 months.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
I feel like Disney Plus would get a high-frequency run in your house at the moment, Pete, with 2 little ones.
Yeah. We're out of the. Well, actually, I thought we were out of the K-pop Demon Hunter stage. We've been pulled back in.
Well, you personally have been pulled back in after.
They got some bangers, mate.
After overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Live in Perth last week with there's Pete, and there's Damon, and there's Derek, and there's Olgun.
They have some bangers.
You look like K-pop Demon Hunters.
You like that one?
We're going
Had your little shorts on and Perth, just having a great time, didn't you?
36 degrees, mate. We came straight off the golf course. Sorry.
Damon had the bucket hat on.
For the shades.
Yep. Derek thought he was out of like a GQ catalogue or something like that with the white chino. McVeigh trying to invent something. Everything else has dropped. Big O-board by Marcus Lee. And one.
That's why it's important he stays on the floor.
And we've seen Marcus do positive things like that. I mean, there was a stretch mid-season where he was going off. He's just got to stay out of foul trouble, and if he can help them.
And again, you go back, and we sound like a broken record, but he was designed to be the backup big for Sam Wardenberg. Jack McVeigh was going to be the power forward. They could play small at times. And he probably would have only been playing 15 to 20 minutes a game if he had to play that rare game of 25 for whatever reason. He's more than capable of it. But due to injuries, he had to play a whole lot more, and teams knew they had no backup centre, so they'd go at him, and he became foul prone.
Only 8 games in the season for Sam Wardenberg. It's just been a horror show for him this year. Unfortunately, out for the remainder of this season with an ankle injury. Wildcats thought he was fouled. So it was in danger of getting away from Cairns. A score here, which Dylan Windler says no thanks to Lockie Barker. Then Pepper feeds the Wildcats. Off balance, just throws it up there.
Wow. That's a scorer's mentality.
42-31. Cairns had no answer for Luala-Chul.
Here's the matchup I was talking about. See if they send a double. Russell Lance did a good job. And in the end, they had to scramble out.
He's got 14 of their 31 points, Jack McVeigh. Too little, too big, and too strong. He's got 9. Wildcats got 10. Henschel's got 10. Perfect control. Statman finds his way into the lane.
It's a great drive by Statman. Statman's bigger than you think, too.
They were screaming for it. Catch and shoot. Bottom of the net.
Now, it looks pretty, but trust me, that's not easy.
No, sir.
That is not easy, the no-dip 3. He practices it all the time. Catch, keep it up there, let it fly. Jack McVeigh's got 17 already. 5 of 6 from deep. And it is a thing of beauty.
Look at that out of the hand.
Beautiful shot.
It's fun to watch when he's in this frame of mind because there is not a shot on the floor that he doesn't think he's capable of knocking down. You can scan that QR code, win one of 3 Pride Round jerseys that are up for grabs, and the NBL is proud to celebrate Pride Round returning this season as we continue our commitment to inclusion and celebrating diversity across basketball. Now in its 4th year, Pride Round, by the way, too. Clubs and players will come together to deliver inclusion-focused activations to reflect their local communities united by one message, and that is that everyone belongs in basketball.
Fantastic, and what a vision that came out this morning. Really powerful stuff between Isaac Humphries and AJ Ogilvy.
We're going to see that at halftime. Incredible piece. If you haven't seen it already, jump on the NBL social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, it's all there. AJ Ogilvy and Isaac Humphries sitting down, Pete. It was unscripted. A lot of that is unedited.
Yeah.
It was just what they spoke about, and it was powerful.
Sure was. Caught up with Isaac after they filmed that. And he was really excited to see the finished product.
The Wildcats have had a couple of questions asked here. Out of this timeout, Christian Doolittle. He's always an easy fix for the Wildcats. Marcus Lee picks up his 3rd, and Annalie, you were listening to John Riley.
That was less of John Riley and more of Dylan Windler just saying, it's just one guy. Guys, it's just one guy. So I don't really know what their plan was to stop him, but all I could hear for that whole time out was, guys, it's just one guy.
Oh, well, that one guy can drop 47, then you better know where he is.
And you probably get to a point, so they've been trying to switch a whole lot. And certain teams, certain matchups, you can switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5 if you have to. But a lot of teams like to go the 14 defense, which is switching 1 through 4. But I think when you come up against a Cairns Taipans team like this exact situation, switch everything unless Jack McVeigh's in it. So Christian Doolittle, you're guarding Jack McVeigh. You're fighting through everything. You are staying on him no matter what. Everyone else can switch or help off. We're not letting him get any space.
Let's keep it real. Why do you need to switch anyway? Guard Jack McVeigh.
Oh, my. Oh, my. He's on fire.
What's that, 20?
He's got a 20-piece already.
Windler knocks one down at the other end. Jack McVeigh is well past heating up stage now. He is officially cooking in the West. His team still trail by 10.
Find him, get him the ball.
Admiral Schofield's only played 6 minutes in this game so far. 1 field goal attempt. Oh. Snapper with a nice step, and then Galloway eases out. 7 of 14 from long range, the Taipans. Rebound now for McVeigh.
What's that, 20 and 5? Or 20 and, sorry, 20 and 2.
How are those glasses working over there?
Struggling. Fogging up on me and everything, Jack.
Christian Doolittle. He's a massive problem for the Taipans, and Perth have got 50 on the board at the half, and there's still a little under 2 minutes remaining.
Blocked it and went in.
Good effort. We've got captain in the end.
Harvey King at the scorer's table. Andrews getting to work. That's nice.
Nice handle. Again, I like that he's just staying patient down there. Right now, they're going to have an answer for Christian Doolittle because he is ready to heat up himself.
Well, you can't put Galloway on him, can you?
He's too strong. He's too strong.
Probably too strong for anybody out there. You might have to double him, but
he's just getting whatever he likes, Christian Doolittle.
If I was 40, I'd go to Schofield, who's probably the only other guy out there that's strong enough to guard him, and say, look, your job is just to deny him the ball.
Andrews dispossessed. Down low to Winlow, who found the cut of Pepper, but the pass was a little too fierce. John Riley, last round, it was his 600th as a player and coach in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Pete, what do you think 40's going to do next year? You think he'll be around? You think he'll try to coach somewhere else?
You know, after this year, they'll have a look at everything for sure, review everything.
McVeigh to finish off the half.
Did have more on that, but we were right. I thought it was going to be a buzzer beater. We can talk about that in the second half for sure, what they look to do next season. That is the only man who's available right now with an option for next year.
Perth expand on their lead at halftime. It's 11 points, the advantage that they enjoy. 54 on the board though, Copes. That's a big number for a team who are starting to find scoring easier and easier.
Absolutely. We spoke about it, without a real point guard, they've done quite well. They got some talented players. Doolittle, J.O.L.A. when you get him in the right position. And look, they look like a very powerful team.
Let's get over to Annalie Maley.
10 points and 4 assists. What does it feel like playing the point guard role out there at the moment?
It feels good. Jack McVeigh has 20 points, so we got to clean that up.
And then the vibe of the stadium right now, what is it feeling like?
It's a great vibe. Perth fans always come out. They cheer hard, but we got to get this win.
And so the main focus in the second half, is it all going to be talking about Jack in the locker room, or is there other things you think you guys need to clean up?
I think the ball's getting too stuck in hands. You know, we can move the ball more, push the ball, but yeah, we got to clean up Jack McVeigh. He's got too many open looks.
All right, best of luck. Cheers.
Ben Henschel as he makes his way off the court at RAC Arena. It's the Wildcats 54, Cairns 43 at halftime. Stick around. The halftime show is coming up next, plus a very, very special feature from Isaac Humphries and AJ Ogilvy as we celebrate Pride Round.
I was very much struggling with my sexuality and coming to terms with the fact that I'm gay. I decided that if I'm going to join a team, that I'm going to come out publicly and just make sure people know, that you can live and you don't have to hide. I knew it was going to be a big thing for what we do and stuff, but just personally, it was just massive to be able to finally be open and honest and not have to hide so much. And obviously the other layer of my situation was my mental health. I just couldn't cope anymore, with the struggles and the battles so privately. Did you ever go through those tough battles or the questions and just I'll never be able to do this and all that stuff? Did you go down that route at all, or was it?
Yeah, definitely. I think for a long time it was, I want to be a basketballer. To be a basketballer, I have to be this. I have to present it straight. I have to, not show this side of my personality. So I had 2 social media accounts, one that I'd use for, basketball stuff, and one that I just had tight friends on, sort of thing, where I could be more open, I guess. Growing up, it wasn't just in basketball. basketball, it was like the media as a whole. There just wasn't positive portrayals of like gay relationships. Growing up, it was more, it's going to be like a sad life, a lonely life. Definitely weighed on me pretty heavily. So I can imagine how freeing it was for you to be able to unshackle yourself.
Isn't it funny how we, like basketball, right? That's our life, that's been our life. It became a security blanket, a crutch, but also our love and our life and our job. We put so much into our life. But at some point, for me anyway, basketball became the reason for the issue. Like it was this weird thing that would save my life, but ruin my life as well, because you're like not being able to live my life, like not being authentic. Like it was such a double-edged sword. And once I was able to come out and show or be an example or just prove that you can, it was such a nice, fulfilling experience to go through. And then to be playing in Australia, home country, in a league that has a pride round, celebrates everything. I've never had an issue. It's always been very positive, and things like this, conversations like this. We've got a player who plays every weekend, is openly gay, an ex-player now coming in who's openly gay, married, who's prepared to talk about this life and these situations. I think the visibility is really important, and it starts to move forward. And then Pride Round and playing in this league is really, it's like such a great league, and to be so welcome and accepted is fantastic.
Yeah.
A very raw, a very honest and a very moving piece from Isaac Humphries and AJ Ogilvy, which in many ways, Pete and Leonard, encapsulates Pride Round, that it's a safe, inclusive space for everyone. Not only this league, but the sport of basketball. And the full piece is available now on the NBL social media platforms, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, it's worth a watch. It's really powerful to hear them both go forward and talk about absolutely everything in such depth as well. So it was awesome. And as I said, if you just liked it that little bit, make sure you do watch the whole thing.
Powerful but brave, you know, to come out like that and want to be just like everyone else, then look, you got to put your hand up for them, you know, and say, well done.
Isaac Humphries having a great season. The Adelaide 36ers will be in action tomorrow, by the way. They take on the New Zealand Breakers. Slippery sort of game, this one, for the Adelaide 36ers because of Southeast Melbourne continuing to win and Adelaide losing last week. They need to make sure they're winning as well.
First time they're going to have to try and bounce back from 2 losses in a row this season. So we'll see, because the Phoenix are breathing down their neck.
Christian Doolittle, he's having himself a half Leonard Copeland. We take a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights. There's not a player on the court tonight that's big enough and strong enough to hang with him.
Just uses his power so well, and he knows he has to be the leader of this team. He has to score, he has to rebound, and when he does that, the Perth Wildcats are a much better team. He spoke about being the man on the court, taking those big shots, and he loves it.
He's going to have to find that balance, because for a lot of the league, there's not too many people who can stay with him. So part of his mind is thinking, I could score any time I want, but how do I get everyone else involved? He's got the 16 points, Blackmore's profile, 5 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 2 from 3. We're starting to see those trail threes a whole lot more. He is such an important piece. I would say the most important piece of this Wildcats team.
I think if you look at the first half, that's pretty hard to dispute that. He's been fabulous. And the Wildcats lead 54-43 at the main break, third quarter. It's coming up next from RAC Arena. It's Thursday Night Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. So great to have your company. Thursday night hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Perth Wildcats 54-43. Before the break, we were talking about Christian Doolittle, who's got 16 points on 5 of 8. But Anneli Maley on the other side of the floor, Jack McVeigh is treating himself for the Cairns Taipans.
He's having an absolute field day. I mean, we spoke to Doolittle before the game started about being a point forward. McVeigh has all of these points, and he's also bringing the ball over half court almost every single time because there's so much pressure on Andrew Andrews. I don't understand how this man is continuously getting open with the ball he's in right now.
Well, we're taking a look at some of his highlights here, Pete, from the first half, and Anneli's spot on. There are a lot of wide open looks here.
Yeah, it was the miscommunication. They were trying to switch, then sometimes they get caught up two on the ball. And as we started to say, the back end coach, you can have switching rules, but if they involve Jack McVeigh, get rid of him. Whoever's guarding Jack McVeigh, if it's going to be Christian Doolittle or Dylan Windler, you have McVeigh. Do not let him get the ball, because if he does and he gets a little look at it, it's going down.
I don't understand why there's so much switching. I mean, yes, we love Cairns, and they got some very talented players, but that man is the most talented, so why are we switching off of him? Doesn't make any sense.
The bad news for Cairns is that when Perth lead at halftime against the Taipans, they've won the last 18.
Oh, wow. So what you're saying, Jack, is...
Sorry, look.
Yeah, whatever that noise was, that's what I'm saying.
They don't have a chance.
What was that?
They're saying they don't have a chance.
No.
It's got a little bit of precipitation on the floor. Doesn't feel like... I was about to say it doesn't feel like that long ago that we're at RAC Arena for Hoops Fest, Pete, but it actually wasn't that long ago. It was last weekend. What a weekend it was too.
How was it, guys? I was just sitting at home by myself and nothing to do.
Watching every game.
Watching every game, crying that I couldn't make it over, You guys just left me. It's all right. It's all right. I remember that.
It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
And you guys got a little golf in as well, huh?
Did. Shout out to Collier Park, who had us on Friday, Pete.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Oh yeah, we'll be back. Don't worry about that. We will be back. Pepper spins and scores.
He's a natural scorer. He's a natural scorer. We watched him play against Southeast Melbourne last week, and the way he gets to the basket, the way he shoots the ball, he's so confident in how he plays.
They've got so many different pieces that it might not be the most conventional puzzle to put together with what they're trying to achieve, but there's so much talent across the board.
I guess as McVeigh watches Henschel fly by. I guess that's the other side of the Perth coin, Pete, is that, yes, we're talking about they don't have a point guard and it doesn't look traditional, but if they can get it to work, it is a little different in a positive way too. Oh, Pepper again.
Taylor.
The problem, though, Jack, with that is when you start to play the teams that are rolling and the teams like Southeast Melbourne who pick you up and press, then that's when they're going to struggle.
Turnover for the Taipans. This has been a suboptimal start to the third quarter.
Now, you are in this team, Elijah Pepper, to shoot the ball. You've just scored 5 points in under a minute and a half, and you're trying to make the extra unselfish pass to the corner. Coach, what do you say?
There it is. And there it goes.
Come on, man. What is wrong? What are you trying to pass the ball for?
Just like that, Elijah Pepper goes whack, whack, whack. And it's 62-43 in the Tangerine timeout.
This is the first one. Loves the spin going back right. They get caught up on the ball screen, walks into a three, so he felt good. Quick 1-2 on the inbound. Mojave King, last two defensive possessions haven't been great. And Elijah Pepper will make you pay.
Some of JLA's work in the first half, Coach. Talking about him now because we spoke about him off the top of the broadcast tonight. How's his night been?
Every time he catches a ball below the free throw line, he scores. It's when they give him the ball at the top of the key and expect him to go make a play is when he struggles a little bit.
Yeah, there's a clear difference. Might be something we look to break down on a pre-game or overtime one stage. Now, all of a sudden, this game is blown out. And this was a couple of times we've seen against the Cairns Taipans. If you let them hang around, they will beat you. They did that in Bendigo to Melbourne United, who had a 9-point lead quickly after three-quarter time. And they let them hang around, and they ended up losing that game. If you can push it out to about 20, you can kind of put the game away.
They've had 8 20-point losses or more this season, Cairns. So that backs up your point that if you can get them away from you, they don't generally come back.
And people don't understand how hard team morale is when you're losing like that. You gotta, wake up and go to training every day, but knowing this might be another game where we lose. It's not easy.
Find Elijah Pepper one more time.
Windler with the right hand makes it a 21-point game. How quickly this has changed in the third quarter. Dylan Windler has 10, so all 5 starters for the Wildcats in double figures now. Andrews barely draws iron on that one. And McVeigh steps out.
Beautiful stroke.
Yeah.
Something else to watch with the Perth Wildcats is currently on live ladder. 104.3 is their percentage. Melbourne United 106. If they win this, they'll have an identical record to Melbourne United. So percentage could come into play between those two teams to see who could fall into a single elimination play-in and who gets a double chance.
Oh, wow. And they play each other on Sunday, these two teams. In Perth. McVeigh from Mandurah.
Well, now the Taipans, I know McVeigh hit one before, but we need that backball for the next 17 minutes. So if they can just take it easy.
It's like a dartball. Windler lets it fly. They can't miss.
Well, they've also, the Taipans have just taken a backward step massively on the defensive end. That's why Adam Ford's called another timeout, because the hands are down. Look at this from Andrew Andrews. What is that defensively when you're trying to get back in this game? Not in a defensive stance. Dylan Windler says, okay, I've got an easy shot here. Uncontested.
This league is full of shooters. You have to guard these guys with your hand up in their face.
That's such a shame for Cairns. All of the first half is now completely undone. Kind of guarding like the Washington Generals at the moment. The Harlem Globetrotters have no trouble scoring against the Generals and haven't for 100 years, Pete. For 100 years, they've been knocking the Generals out of there, and they're in Australia again in 2026.
One of your best segues of the year. That was extraordinary.
100.
Are you heading along?
Of course.
Take the kids?
Well, oldest might be around that age to enjoy it.
My girls went a couple of years ago and loved it. They're a couple of years older now, so we will most definitely be there. Annalie Maley, fascinated to know what Adam Ford had to say in that timeout, please.
Oh, you said there's absolutely no communication. Like, what page are we on defensively? You're not calling out who has ball. And you've got to look like you care just a little bit more. Like, don't put your heads down now. He's just calling for a bit more fight.
All fair.
All fair.
100%. They're not careful, as we mentioned, that we saw on the live ladder, the percentage. Perth will run up the score.
Perth's biggest win of the season came when the two teams met in Cairns. In round 6, they won by 32 in that game. Their biggest lead was 34. They're kind of very quickly getting into that territory again, aren't we? Seconds on the shot clock. Admiral Schofield we saw on screen. Still just the one field goal attempt in the game.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Just not aggressive enough for me.
Andrews against the clock. That's not what they were looking for either. Perth have got a full head of steam. Elijah Pepper drains another one.
But he is.
Man, he can get hot quickly. 11 points in the first 4 minutes of this quarter.
And the steal. Threw it over his head for Aquera. This is Elijah Pepper, almost Warwick Senators sort of stuff from the NBL1 season. He can't miss.
And the replay. Catch it, let it fly. Quick fake to the left. Hard move to the right. Nothing but net.
Now, the Perth Wildcats are shooting 70% from the field, 28 of 40, 10 of 15 from 3, 66%, 6 of 7 from the stripe.
That is a joke.
It's preposterous.
You're not going to win too many games if you let a team shoot like that.
Not going to win any games.
That's a joke.
And 40, you can see the frustration. Because the first half, they looked like they were interested.
Well, the Taipans, we talked about them being in Perth this whole time. They head to Southeast Melbourne on Saturday, State Basketball Centre. Last game for them at State Basketball Centre, arguably the championship favourites right now. And we talk about them defensively.
You see Southeast Melbourne shoot the ball.
Just envisioning them getting up and in full court, trying to turn them over. Maybe he looked like John Hamm in those viral clips.
Terriers defensively, Southeast Melbourne. Mojave King. It's not his best effort. Go back to the Adam Ford conversation, Coach. You raised that for a reason in the first half. Why?
Just wondering, because you get to a stage where everyone pats you on the back and says you're doing a fantastic job, and because you didn't have the talent, now you've had the talent, but these guys have gotten hurt. Is it worth going around again? I don't know. I mean, we don't know what he's going to do, but he's frustrated, man. We know he can coach. We know he has patience, but Pete,
I mean, he had potential opportunities last season and decided to run it back because he wanted to be a part of this Cairns Taipans, who were going to go and spend that money, and they did. And again, you look at the roster they originally signed and what they would have had. It would have been a defensive-minded, one of the best defenders in the league, and Ashton Hagens. That didn't eventuate, but Brain Smith, McVeigh, Wardenberg, and again, Taipans fans don't want to hear excuses. They've heard it for the last 4 or 5 years. But we did see that glimpse when they were all healthy. But in terms of what next year looks like, at some time you have to say, I think we're just growing. Everyone's growing in a certain direction. And what do we do here? Yeah. Is it Adam Ford saying, you know what, I've had enough of where I'm at now. I've tried to do what I could possibly do. It's not worked out. Is it the club? Is it the playing group? There's so much that's going to go on once again when they review this year.
I go back to the pre-season where the statements were that we've spent the money like the big teams now, so we want you to treat us like the big teams, and that's how we want to be judged. That's who we want to compete against. Now, they're a mile off the big teams and have been pretty much all season long, except for this man.
And we talk about the free agency period that's coming. So there's a mutual option with Jack McVeigh, and we've all, it's been said to death that it's $1 million man, but a team option with Brain Smith. So if you have those two locked in, it's important as David Aquera gets a nice easy two to get other pieces as quick as possible around them, so you're not left to the back end of trying to fill your roster. So, okay, that's a good way to start. We've got McVeigh, we've got Brain Smith. Who do we want to get? Do we want to keep Sam Wardenberg, do everything we can to keep him here, or is he destined to go off to a different path? Any other massive free agent locally you can go and chase, you'll be starting as soon as you can, and then imports, you've got to nail them. You've got to absolutely nail those imports because they haven't this year.
No, they haven't. One end to the other, the Wildcats continue to feast. It's a 30-point lead. Dylan Windler now with 15 points on 6 of 8.
Thank goodness for Jack McVeigh.
It's not been Mojave Kings tonight. Jack McVeigh's got 27 of 50. The other parts of the Taipans, what a pass from Doolittle, is, Pete, they went away a little bit this year from being the team that fosters the youth, and that's been Cairns' brand the last few years. They kind of went in a bit of a different direction. Would you like to see them go back to a bit more of that identity?
Well, no, I think that was more of when they were strapped money-wise, right?
Sure.
Salary-wise, that's just too easy for the Wild Chul, and Marcus Lee will come in and pick up his 4th foul and probably sit straight back down. At this point with the game as it is, you may as well leave him out there if you had him forward. So I think that if they've still got the capabilities to spend that money, I like the way they've got Jack McVeigh up there, because if it wasn't for Jack McVeigh, what could this season look like? But now, what can you put around him? Well, it's really important. You need a couple of other key locals, for sure. You need some key pieces.
And the best thing about this league is most teams have a great bench. If you look at Sydney, you look at Southeast Melbourne, all these guys coming off the bench would love to be starters if you paid them the right money. And if Cairns are going to spend that money, then why not put them around a guy like this?
I mean, that's your draw card. When you talk about how do you entice people, hey, we want to build something up, it's like, hey, do you want to play with Jack McVeigh? There's a lot of guys who want to play alongside Jack McVeigh.
Can't let them into the game. DMP's in his last 3. Adam Ford happy to give anyone an opportunity. See if they can change their fortunes.
Give me one, Jack. Give me one.
Could you still get up and down?
No, sir. I can shoot it. No, get up and down, though. I'll just stand in the corner.
Dante Russell-Nance has got that high pick and roll working with Joe Luala-Chul right now.
Russell-Nance steps out.
And they are also just lighting it up. 11 of 16. We thought the Phoenix put on a big score last night. Perth Wildcats might eclipse that and some.
This is an extraordinary shooting display from the home team.
How do you shoot 70% from the field, 68 from the three-point line? There comes a time when you pull it in and say, fellas, we got to play for some pride here. Come on now.
That was a long time ago.
29 points to 10 in this third quarter. Still 2 minutes and 20 left. We can watch this all night long.
Oh, again, 30 for Jack McVeigh.
Take his 30 out, and I think I'd be at home in bed.
He's sublime to watch. The way he goes about it, again, it's different to a lot of other players. He's very unique the way he can get to his spots. That was a great little pin down. That was great execution. 30 points, 11 of 20, 8 of 13 from 3. So hopefully we can see a 3-point record here.
Just let him play. Lat Mayan into the game for the first time tonight for the Wildcats. Started his NBL career as a Taipan. It's a 30-point lead. It has been a monumental shift in this game in quarter number 3. Andrews throws that one away. Pete's point on percentage is a good one, Copes.
Oh, this will help.
Yeah.
We've got a chance to do a real number.
Oh, yes.
Elijah Pepper is having a third quarter to remember.
It's just an astonishing shooting display. This is incredible. 12 of 17. Now, as I mentioned, that Jack McVeigh hasn't sat down yet. Adam Ford has a tendency to pull him when the game is out of reach. I just hope that he lets him try and get the 3-point record since the 40-minute era return, because Elijah Pepper is money.
Oh, wow.
6 made threes of the night for Elijah Pepper.
Putting on a show, 8 for 9 from the field, 6 of 7 from the three-point line.
All right, so Elijah Pepper could be on 2, but Jack McVeigh, 8 of 13 from 3 since the 29-10 season, returning to the 40-minute game, as we see Elijah Pepper just go whack, whack. We've had 6 players, Jack. 6 players have nailed 10 threes in a game. No one has got 11. Golding, Bryce Cotton, Vasiljevic has done it twice, Golding's done it twice, sorry, and Jermaine Beal. So just 4 players, with 2 of them doing it twice.
Well, the way Elijah Pepper's going, he's knocking on the door now himself. He's 6 of 7 from beyond the arc tonight. Annalie Maley's got a really good view of this all happening. This is pretty special.
And then he hit that last last shot, and he sent Doolittle back to the bench. He said, no, we're leaving him out here.
May as well let him get a couple more heat checks.
The last time these guys played, they got into it, didn't they?
Oh, they did too up in Cairns. You're spot on. Yeah. There's a little bit of fight.
All eyes on Elijah Pepper.
Double downs. He's going to get one here too.
He turns the corner. Unloads.
Oh my goodness.
Let it go!
Oh, you got to let him go for it now.
Get that man the ball.
He starts the fourth quarter on the bench. I'm out.
This is remarkable.
Didn't he have a couple of 50 pieces in the NBL 1 or something?
He averaged nearly 50.
He's having one a week.
So we know he can get it done.
Here we go. You got to find him. Give it to him. Give it to him.
He's got time. 3 seconds left. Why not? Oh.
Another net though.
92-56 at three-quarter time. Stunning shooting from Jack McVeigh at one end. Spectacular at the other end from Elijah Pepper. Wow. The three ball is in vogue in a big way tonight in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Quarter remaining at RAC Arena. Elijah Pepper taking a brief moment to catch his breath and cool down slightly because he got hot in quarter number 3. Has 25 points for the night, 7 of 9 from long range.
Look at the green on that chart. 7 of 9, there's not enough shots. Get this man the ball. And more importantly, get him back on the floor, Jack.
Why is he on the bench?
I don't know why he's on the bench. Get this man on the floor. He's entertaining.
A 38-13 third quarter.
Adam Ford's basically starting to empty the bench too. Lloyd McVeigh out there with his brother. We're still on three-point record watch.
Annalie Maley was listening to John Rillie. Surely he's a bit more relaxed now, Annalie.
A little bit relaxed, but honestly, the main message was run it up, boys, because they're playing the percentages. They're seeing the big picture here, and they want to keep points on the board. They're not just looking at this fourth quarter as, oh, let's just get through our stuff. It's like, hey, we could actually make an impact here with the percentages.
Well, they've already gained a whole percent since we last spoke about it, because they play Melbourne United on Sunday, but with both teams some crucial games down the back end of this season. One of them might fall to 5th. One of them might keep on 4th by just a couple of buckets. So every single point matters.
Yeah. Noah Kalku-Heggen to start the 4th quarter, the next start. Scores straight away.
I know it's going to be hard to sit back and understand if some of the other guys come back on, but you can't have a possession off. Mentioned it the other night, mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, that year that Melbourne United missed out on the postseason because of 2 points. 2 points throughout the course of an entire season.
Here comes Dylan Windler. Here's Lat Mayen in support, who's found court time hard to come by in the second half of the season. Single-figure minutes since round 10.
And he started off oh so well.
McVeigh trying to take matters into his own hands.
Oh, McVeigh to McVeigh. Give them something to cheer for if we just get a couple more and that game record.
5 out there for Perth. Russo, Nance, Mayen, Windler, Doolittle, and Kalku-Hegg, McVeigh, that's Lloyd, Schofield, Jack McVeigh, Galloway and Barker for Cairns.
And Schofield, when he shoots the ball, he's so confident. And it goes. He's just not taking enough shots.
First field goal of the night. Only second attempt.
That is just not good enough.
Windler is toying with it. Second opportunity, and Doolittle obliges. They are shooting the lights out. 15 of 22 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it's just incredible shooting display. Against Taipans at 10 of 27, albeit Jack McVeigh has 8 of those. Smashing him on the glass as well. 27 assists so far to the Wildcats.
That generally...
That bodes well.
To a couple of wins, yeah. And we spoke about them not having a point guard, but if they're going to play like that, but it'll be a different story, Jack, when they play against Melbourne United, because Dean's thinking, no point guard, let me put a little bit more pressure on these guys and see how they go.
Sunday is a huge, huge day for all teams involved. Can't wait for that. A couple of big games before we get to Sunday, but Sydney and Adelaide into Perth and Melbourne. That is a blockbuster. Sunday of hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
I'm just going to be sitting at home, Jack, with a nice cooler, drinking a couple. Watching you guys work.
It's late.
Oh, I'm off.
It's late enough. We can talk about that now. The Up Late game show with Leonard Copeland, Pete Hooley and hot dogs.
A little worried there.
It's not too late for Copes to make a run at like a Big Brother or something like that. I reckon, Pete, a reality show.
I'm a celebrity. I think you'd be great at I'm a Celebrity.
How would you go in the jungle?
Not gonna happen, bro. They don't have enough money to get me in the jungle.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't, with those little creepy spiders and snakes everywhere. No, sir. No, sir.
Two more for Kalku-Hegg.
Don't tell me that John Lewis is going to keep Elijah Pepper Blue to the bench. That's a great pass. And I think we've seen the end of Jack McVeigh. Adam Ford has brought him out.
Cairns ball. Off the head of Lat Mayen, according to the official. There's Jack McVeigh at the end of the bench. If his night is done, then he has been outstanding in a losing performance.
Yeah,
30 points, I should say, on 11 of 22 shooting.
He put on the show, didn't he?
Can't ask for much more than that. Only Cairns player in double figures for the night. What about for the Wildcats? We spent a bit of that third quarter talking about Cairns and what's next, but things are now getting very real for Perth. This will be 5 wins in a row. As we've spoken about, they've got Melbourne on Sunday and then South East Melbourne after that. They're 5th on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Is that about right? Are they about the 5th best team in this thing, or are they better than that?
Well, no, I wouldn't say 5th. I think there's the 3 teams we all have clear, right? Phoenix, Adelaide, and Sydney Kings. But what I will say about Perth, and what I will say about really the top 5, unfortunately, with Tasmania and their injuries, taking them out of it, the top 5 all have a team or 2 that they just do not want to face in either a single game elimination or a 2-game series. And you look at the Perth Wildcats, and I feel like they match up really well against the Adelaide 36ers. We've seen that so far. They beat the South East Melbourne Phoenix, and they were up the last time they played them at RAC Arena and fell short. So they don't mind the pressure that they throw. I don't think the Sydney Kings, I think with the way the Sydney Kings are playing might cause them a few troubles. But each team has a certain team that they'd rather not see. And I think that's going to lead to a very exciting postseason.
Well, the good thing is they're starting to win at home. And this win will be 3 wins in a row with 2 big games coming up. If they can get those 2 games at home, they would be one of the hottest teams in the league.
Even if they can somehow split them, Coates, go 1-1.
Absolutely.
Wagstaff,
What
that is going to
Why are you coming?
That's a donation from Marcus Lee.
I mean, that's...
Did you not see the ball coming down?
See it coming down. It was in the air for 30 seconds. Mate, the whole of the country saw it coming down. Have another look at this. Jesse Wagstaff, that ball...
Oh, dear.
I thought he was playing indoor volleyball.
And Jesse had to laugh at that one. Come on, bro.
So Tangerine timeout. It's 101-63 at RAC Arena. As soon as we get through this, Ignite Cup's just around the corner. Feb 22, Gold Coast Convention and Exhibition Centre. Big game, bigger stakes, 400 grand up for grabs. And the Ignite Cup finals just not locked away yet. Still a bit to play out there.
The breakers will be there. I know you can't go out there and say, oh, they're locked in, but they will be there.
And they knew they were going to be there.
But they've been openly talking
They've been open about it, yeah, absolutely.
So if they don't make the top 6, it's now I'm looking forward to, it looks like it'll be New Zealand and Adelaide. So we have a preview of it tomorrow. Adelaide might be playing something a whole lot bigger in terms of a championship, not cash. But if New Zealand don't make the top 6, then they're going all out in that game, and Adelaide want to make sure they get through that game.
Right.
And Copes is on Cavill.
Oh boy. That's the end of 400.
Funny man.
Okay. Five minutes remaining at RAC Arena. Marcus Lee gets after it. So Perth will continue their winning ways. This will be 8 of their last 9 games that they'll be victorious against the Cairns Taipans.
And Duke on the way back.
Well, this is the interesting one. John really spoke in the media earlier this week and said that he's pretty much at the point now, David Duke Jr., where he's a day-to-day proposition. So Melbourne on Sunday's probably unlikely, but South East Melbourne on the Wednesday he wouldn't rule out.
And they would probably need him too, because South East Melbourne plays such a different game. They're up and in, they're trying to steal, they're trying to create turnovers. They played well against South East Melbourne, so
we do get a little bit more of Jack McVeigh. Why not? That's 32. We haven't got any of Elijah Pepper in the fourth quarter.
I'm disappointed.
Which is a great shame. So Nance put it behind the back and then bombs away. And for a man who was a great scorer like that, John Riley, as a player, he should know better, Copes.
He should know better. Get the man on the floor. He's still hot. And guess what? Pepper knows it too. Pepper's over there praying that really will look down the end of that bench and go, come on.
Absolutely monstered Cairns on the glass as well. That's 39 rebounds to 26. Quera's foul on the floor. Points won't count. Tomorrow, New Zealand and Adelaide. The early game.
Big game.
Must-win game for New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Must win, particularly after Tasmania losing tonight.
Could very well be an Ignite Cup final preview as well.
And Adelaide have lost 2 in a row.
First time all season.
Wow. What do you think's going on there, Pete?
Well, they've got a lot to figure out now. With John Jenkins coming in, you've got to shuffle rotations, figure out rotations, lineups, all of that on the fly. Can be hard to do.
Does a lap and bounces out for Russell Nance. Cam Hoofner also on the floor for the final 3 or so minutes. This has been such a joy to watch, to see Jack McVeigh cook like this.
He's got an incredibly deep bag of tricks. The way that he just fills it up.
Red 24. Still got 24 here. Can't run.
Still, of course, as soon as you bring up a record, he hasn't hit a 3. 34 for Jack McVeigh. Elijah Pepper did all his damage in the third quarter. He had 19 in the third quarter.
Yep. Special performance.
He's trying to get a tech here, Jack McVeigh, and he got it.
Now, this is a reaction we just don't see from Jack McVeigh.
Well, he's right, though, to be fair. That would look like a clear foul, but this is just frustration. He's spot on with it. It looked like a foul. I hear you. Jack, I hear you. So here it is. It'll be probably the side angle we... It was from the side angle you could see just the left arm of Russell Nance just pushing him, and he knew straight away. He came up short with it. That's what his argument was. He said, it's impossible for me to make it if I'm getting pushed as I shoot that. But we do not see that from Jack McVeigh.
That's just frustration. That's right there. And he's right, but the way the season's going for you, you guys can't get a break. Injuries, you're losing every night.
Even you think about the year for Jack McVeigh, Coach, we're talking about Cairns in the third quarter, comes back to Australia, plays in the NBA, on the perimeter, on the fringe, signs a great deal.
Yeah, expecting a better team.
Thinking that this could be something really great to be involved in, and unfortunately, it's been a challenging season for him. He can hold his head high, though. Oh, yeah. He's held up his end of the bargain in NBL26. The quarter-by-quarter breakdowns at that third quarter, where it just completely got away from Cairns.
Oh, Elijah Pepper just got away from him. 19 points. Cannot believe we didn't get to see him at least for the first 2 minutes of the fourth.
It's a travesty, Pete.
Boycott.
Wildcats, 2 massive games.
Hoofner can't score off the window. Jed Richardson, for just his second game of the season, pulled in that rebound.
Actually, this one, Coach, we're talking about, and I mentioned every team has 1 or 2 teams that they'd rather not have to face if they could. What do you think the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix biggest kryptonite is?
Well, they play quite well all year long. It's a tough one. Would it be?
The offense. Because they got lost to Adelaide a couple of times and they just dismantled Adelaide at Hoops Fest. So you can easily make a case for Adelaide. I just feel like defensively they've
grown.
They found an answer in that one game.
Yeah.
The Sydney Kings potentially, but right now I
They
think
beat Sydney in Sydney, didn't they, early in the new year?
But they're a much better team than when they started now.
I think they're going to be incredibly tough to beat 3 times in a championship period.
Oh, easy.
Because their defense is going to be unreal. They've got so many different guys who can go off.
The one dude's been playing. How much better is he playing now? Knocking down the 3. Clark's starting to feel himself. Sober's been unguardable the whole season.
But your point about Perth is a good one, Pete. We did that game where the Wildcats beat them at the State Basketball Centre, the 3 of us. There just might be enough in this Wildcats lineup to trouble them.
Replay. Jack McVeigh before he went off, little down screen. Nice little shimmy.
Wildcats fans stand on their feet now. They are seeing their team hit the right form at the right time of year.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now they're going to also reintegrate David Duke Jr. when he comes back in. Come off the bench, play a role. How long does it take him to get back up to speed?
They got some talent. Too little. Joe Luala-Chul. Pepper now. Bench.
5 wins in a row for the Perth Wildcats. Winning form is good form. And Sunday, they host Melbourne United. A win there. And it's a very different conversation we're having about this team tonight. Winners by 37 points. Their biggest win of the season.
We went into it, coach, and said they had to win. They just simply had to get it done, and they did that. Incredible individual performance by Pepper in the 3rd, but really never looked too rattled. In the 1st quarter, Cairns threw a couple of punches, but they just stuck to the course, locked up a bit defensively, and got it done.
Absolutely, and we spoke about them not having a point guard. The way they shot the ball and the way they played as a team, it didn't matter tonight.
Scorers all over the floor. Hard to believe it was a 5-point game at quarter time, an 11-point game at halftime.
And Pepper, it was Pepper in that 3rd quarter that came out and went whack, whack, whack straight away, and got them going, and they weren't looking for him. And he didn't disappoint the way he shot the ball.
All smiles for the Wildcats, but they would be well aware that the next 2 games are monumental challenges for them. Melbourne on Sunday, Southeast Melbourne on Wednesday. They go to 16-10 for the season. They're in good shape, no question about that. Let's get over to Annalie Maley courtside.
Here with the Foot Locker player of the game. You got hot in that 3rd quarter. What was said to you at halftime that made you come out like that?
Nothing about shooting the ball. We just kept playing, keep playing hard, and guys were able to find me, and I got a couple to go, and then it just kept going in.
Just a couple, but you guys are hitting some really good form at the moment. Talk to me about what this group is feeling like.
It feels good. It feels like we're kind of hitting a little bit of more consistent basketball, and you know that's always great, especially this time of the season when we're fighting for a final spot and good seeding. So we got to stay consistent, stay with it. We got another one Sunday.
Yeah, and so these next 2 games are some really big ones for you. Like, what is the mindset going into those?
Just got to be ready for them. You can't take them for granted. Melbourne's struggled a little bit, but they played some good basketball the last 2 games. Just got to be ready for them and come out. Don't get complacent with a win like this.
Okay, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
5 wins in a row. What is that mindset like, Copes, when you get in a team that's on a roll and things are starting to really click?
You just want to stay healthy. You want to watch film and see what you did, the things that you did wrong. We know what they did right. They shot the ball well. They passed the ball well. You know, they got the ball to people in the right places. There's a couple of things that Melbourne United would watch. You know, we can't let Joe Luala-Chul catch the ball that low. We got to know where the shooters are. we gotta guard Doolittle. So
let's get back over to Annalie.
Talk about the point guard by committee tonight. You guys had so many people in double figures. The ball was flying around. You guys won the rebound count by a lot. What did it feel like out there tonight?
It felt amazing. You know, I got to sit out the whole fourth quarter, so, you know, we were up by 40 at one point, I believe, and just to see, like, everybody get involved, it was nice to see.
Yeah, I watched you go to sub in for Pepper late in the third quarter, and then you walked off as he started to hit some shots. What does it mean to you to see players like him and some of your other players pop off on games like tonight?
It builds the confidence, understanding that the work they put in every day in practice, to be able to see that and come to fruition in a game is nice to see. It gives us somebody to count on whenever the games start to really matter.
And then looking ahead to your next couple of games, how important is this win and in that confidence going into some two really tough home games?
We got 5 wins in a row. We always take the motto of taking one game at a time, and so we're trying to get 6, and then after that, just keep it going as we build momentum for the playoffs.
Okay, best of luck. Thank you.
Another good night at the office for Christian Doolittle. 19 points, 4 rebounds, a plus 26, if you don't mind, for his time on the floor tonight. The Wildcats, big winners in the West, 106-69 over the Cairns Taipans at RAC Arena. We're going to come back and wrap it up on the other side of this here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Fun when you're winning, and the Perth Wildcats are doing a lot of that right now. They're having a lot of fun, and they're doing a lot of winning. 5 on the trot now. They win 106-69 at RAC Arena against the Cairns Taipans, who unfortunately were nowhere to be found in the second half. Pete Hooley and Leonard Copeland. It was interesting listening to the post-game interviews there that they're talking about how things are really starting to work for them.
Have a look at the full-time stats. The Cairns Taipans took 3 more field goals than the Perth Wildcats and nearly lost by 40. Truly an astonishing shooting display from Perth, and they've won 5 on the trot now, and to be honest, it hasn't been perfect, but it's better to continue to grow and learn from wins rather than 5 losses and all of a sudden you're scrambling and having to do it quickly. So really nice spot for them to be in, but the next 2 games is a real measuring stick because they should have beat Cairns like they should have beat Illawarra. They've done that in the last 2 games, but now the next 2 are what matters most.
Well, what sticks out for me is 29 assists. That means you're getting guys involved and guys are knocking down shots. Now, I say that because we spoke a lot about them not having a point guard, but they played better tonight than they did when they did have a point guard. So if you can continue to pass the ball and guys are knocking down shots and out-rebounding them by 15, I think, rebound the ball like that, then you give yourself a chance.
What does a win like tonight mean? I mean, the Taipans are second last on the table, so we've got to be pretty honest with where they sit, but do you take a lot out of tonight, a little bit? Well, how do they come away from this
I'm sure in the press conference in the media they'll say they take a lot out of it, but not much. You had to go in there and do the job, and they did that. And albeit the very first couple of minutes when Jack McVeigh got hot, they had some defensive breakdowns. They fixed it on the fly. That potentially might even be a game where John really just shows a couple of good executions offensively, maybe the highlights for Elijah Pepper to get everyone up and about, and that's it. All eyes then turn to Melbourne United on Sunday.
Well, we should have a look at the Elijah Pepper highlights before John really gets a chance to have a look at it. They're all based around the third quarter, Copes, where he went crazy and extracted a fair bit of you-know-what.
Absolutely, and we spoke about him just being a natural scorer. And whenever he's got a wide-open shot, generally he's knocking it down. And then once he knocked down a couple, that third quarter he got going straight away. They started looking for him. And this is too open for him. Get hot. And there was one he passed up, and we were like, what are you doing? Came right back and knocked the next one down. So he's a dangerous player when he's shooting the ball like this. Takes a lot of pressure off Doolittle and Jolo Alachul. And so when you got a guy that can shoot it from outside, it opens up the floor.
And this is why, and again, it's not going to be the answer because in the end, if they don't win a championship, everyone will say it's a failure. But Perth fans are so unhappy they didn't bring somebody in. If they went and brought in a true point guard, and again, they were trying to get someone who could facilitate, could hold down the fort, could be that veteran leader. So if they couldn't get that, and they say fans wanted them to get the best available guy, who's a shoot-first guy or disrupts the flow, Elijah Pepper's not going to get these opportunities in the next 7 games. His confidence will be all over the place. Same with Ben Henshaw and same with everybody else. So when you make a change with Duke Jr. or whoever it is down the stretch, everyone else's role has changed. So I do not hate the fact that they're rolling with what is, because if Pepper's going to play like this, Henshaw and everyone else is filling their gaps, they can go do something.
And just to talk more about the Elijah Pepper third quarter in particular, take yourself forward to the business end of the season. Mm-hmm. If he has a quarter like that where he knocks down, might not be 6 in a quarter, but if he knocks down 3 or 4 in a quarter, it can be the sort of thing that changes a playoff game.
Absolutely will be, but here's the kicker. Now you're playing against the teams that are in the top 2 or 3 of this, in the league now. They know what Pepper can do. Now they're going to try to shut Pepper down. You got to shut, the scores down. It's going to be a little bit harder.
Jack McVeigh tried his hardest. He put the Superman cape on. He strapped every other Cairns Taipans teammate to his shoulders and said, come with me. He did the very best he could. He had 34 points, 13 of 26, 8 of 15 from long range. Just full of admiration for this guy.
Thank goodness for Jack McVeigh, or else this could have got even uglier all season long, to be honest. And you can forget the price tag, all salary, all of that. He is a bona fide stud, and he is worth every single penny. Love the way that he goes about it, the no-fuss attitude. We saw his frustration boil over. I feel like that's just human. Anyone else would have had the same exact result after He felt like there was a call that was missed, and the team is just in a big rut right now, so you can understand why he boiled over. But in the end, he's just a joy to watch.
What happens next with the Cairns Taipans? And in particular, that man, Jack McVeigh. As Pete's mentioned during the call, he's got an option for next year.
Well, let me ask you this. If you have a mutual option and it's $1 million, probably saying yes.
I'm probably going to stay right there where I am.
Well, I mean, I think his decision, knowing Jack McVeigh, who only cares about winning, when they sit down for an exit meeting, is going to be like, what team are you putting around me?
Yeah.
What direction are we going in here? Who's going to be coaching? Is it going to be 40? Is it going to be somebody else? And what team? What kind of pieces are we putting around? Because I guarantee you, as much as everyone would like, and he'd like the $1 million, he doesn't want another season like this. He wants to go winning and hunting championships and playing on successful basketball teams. So that's a conversation I'm sure he will lead. And if they say, hey, we want you to help us do that, you're going to, hopefully something good's going to come of it.
If I'm Jack McVeigh, I'm going in the office and say, let me help recruit some of the guys that are in this league that are coming off the bench because everyone loves him. He's a nice guy. They want to play with him. I'm talking to some of my opponents saying, you know, Cairns is a lovely place to play. Let's put a team together here and try to get some wins.
I mean, they were close. I mean, they had a couple of conversations with Jordan Crawford, who's Tasmania teammate. So maybe that's when they missed a true point guard at times. It's, hey, do you want to come back? And what's Taron Armstrong doing next year? So there's a lot of things to figure out. I think they still need another big-time Aussie, local, if it's not Sam Wardenberg next year alongside McVeigh. But then, as I said, they've got to nail their imports, which, to be fair, Cairns have had a history of nailing their imports.
Yes, sir.
They've been very, very good at recruiting imports. Unfortunately, when they've had them, they just get poached by other teams in the league.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens next year.
More importantly, they've got to stay healthy as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's just such a shame, though, that they're back to the drawing board again, aren't they? And not to labour the point, but this year was supposed to be different. This year was going to be a different year for Cairns, and they've virtually got no one under contract for next season. So they go into NBL27's off-season totally unknown. There's a world where not one player from this roster comes back next season.
And the best thing about this next year is they got a checkbook now, though. They got a guy who's willing to write checks and bring in some talent that's going to help them get some wins.
You want to come back, do you?
I want to come back.
Christian Doolittle's got his check. It's in the bank for the next 3 years with the Perth Wildcats. And when he plays like he does tonight, when he plays like he has for the second half of this season, every dollar of that is justified.
I mean, you heard Scott Roth, what was a few weeks ago, saying he's hands down the best player in the league. Whilst I don't agree with that, I agree that he's the best two-way player in the league. Because offensively, he can have 30 points a night. He gets on the glass. Defensively, he can really lock up when he gets his mind to it, and he's just such a tough cover. And I really like this aggressive on the offensive end. I think this takes the Perth Wildcats to another level.
Just a quiet guy, doesn't talk a lot, but can get the job done.
And the ultimate competitor too. So we hear all the stories about before he arrived in Perth, even the time in Perth, his first season, getting thrown out of practice. And he fronted up to the media and said, I just hate losing. I don't care what drill it is, I hate losing. We saw him rip his jersey after they fell that comeback from the Adelaide 36ers on their home floor. That's the kind of guy you want to go to battle with.
And it just backs up the long-standing almost rule here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Got to have a good four-man in this league. You almost can't compete for a season long if you don't have a really solid four-man.
And look, midway through the season, he had a couple of bad games, and he knew it. And he came out and said, listen, this team is on my back. If I don't play well, the team's not going to play well. So I'm going to go out and show you how good I am, how strong I am. Give me the ball and move out of the way.
And then one thing they can do, you talk about the film breakdown, is go and show the team and Joe Luala-Chul these are the possessions. When we're trying to get you going, let's get more of this. Dante Russell-Nance, I thought, was exceptional with the high post ball screen and pick and roll. But outside of that, the pick and pop, hey, just go and get a bucket, it's not going to work as well as everything else did.
Give credit where credit's due, Pete Hooley, because you were all over Dylan Windler before everyone when he signed here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And not just because he's a far better golfer than the three of us combined.
Far better.
Because when he's fit, when he's healthy, when he's rebounding and when he's shooting the ball, he's a really nice piece.
Yeah, he is. And again, he's a very unassuming piece. That's what I love about him. No fuss. He had 15 points. He had 3 threes. But I go back to that game that they beat the Phoenix at the State Basketball Centre when he had 25 and just did it really quietly. Big shot after big shot. We go back to last year. You talk about someone who's a big game player. That comeback led by him in Game 2 of the semis against Melbourne United. These are the kind of roles you need going forward. And I love that they've got him locked in, not just for this year, for next year as well. And on that golf, I think his best ever handicap, it was a plus like 3.5.
What?
I thought
that was his best ever.
Yeah.
So he can absolutely beat all three of us.
And he hits it long, too.
It's a long ball. Imagine him around Collier Park with us last Friday.
He'd be getting the green every time.
Hey, jump on social media. The one drive of the day I nailed is actually
I saw it.
up
It was
on
nice.
social
It was
media.
nice.
Right up the middle, Coach. On the cut stuff, where you want to be. None of this out in the bush and east-west golf from Pete Hooley.
Credit. It went dead straight into the bunker. So, fairway bunker. Fairway bunker.
Lie in front of a
fairway
audience.
Fairway bunker.
Let's take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder as it stands right now. Another beautiful Mitsubishi Motors Outlander is powering us all season long.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, I love my Outlander. Wildcats 16 and 10. So let's go back to the question that we kind of spoke about a little bit during the game. Is the ladder appropriate for the Wildcats right now? Are they the 5th best team in it?
I think they are. I truly do. I think this.
You think Melbourne's better?
I think Melbourne are a touch better, but we'll see on Sunday. Now, if they beat Melbourne, they go above Melbourne. But if Melbourne win, then obviously it gives them a little bit of a break. But that percentage is so close, like you said, Pete. Both teams have to come out and play hard.
Yeah, that percentage boost really might help them in the long run, but that's going to be a fascinating game on Sunday. And I mean, look at the 36ers, Phoenix, even the race to the top two. This is the beauty of the playing tournament.
We say this every year, but it gets better and better.
Because you've got to potentially look like Adelaide could have locked away first spot. Now they're trying to hold on to first spot. Sydney Kings are rolling right now. So I think we've got that gap. We've got the top three, then we've got Melbourne and Perth, and then we've got potentially New Zealand and Tassie fighting it out.
Here's what's to come for Perth, though. This is the big gut check. This is the biggest test of the Wildcats season, unquestionably.
Wow.
Sunday, they host Melbourne, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at RAC Arena. Then they turn around and go again on Wednesday against the ladder-leading Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who we shouldn't forget, earlier this month they defeated in Melbourne.
If they can win these two games, then they deserve to be in fourth spot. But those are two of the toughest matches you're going to play throughout the year.
Well, I mean, you look at it, the other side of that is if they drop both of them, then where are they?
That's the other part.
Back to the drawing board of saying, how do we get out of this? If we can't beat the teams above us, what are we going to do? So they've got to at least come away with one of those. And weirdly enough, if they can come away, if they had to pick one, if they can beat the Phoenix again, I'll have more trust in them in the postseason than if they drop that game to Melbourne. Because Melbourne do seem to play really well with RAC.
I hear what you're saying, but Perth hate Melbourne with a passion like no other. So I think they would love to beat Melbourne United on their home floor.
And it's Chris Golding's 500th career game as well. And for the Red Army, he did play 14 games for you a few seasons ago.
They don't
I
care.
don't think Perth care about that, to be honest. I think they want to beat Melbourne United. Here's what's to come tomorrow. It is the early game, so check your local guides. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 7:30 in New Zealand. It is the Breakers and the 36ers.
Sam Meninga, how hot has he been? Did you see that dunk last night?
I mean, we're calling the game, so I hope so.
Oh, my goodness. What a dunk.
And the best part about that is you woke up for it.
I did, too.
You did, too. No, he is balling. I tell you what. We asked Rucker last night in terms of Sam Meninga, Sam Wardenberg, Will Magnay. They're the three hottest free agents. Who'd you pick first?
Meninga.
I think so, but I'm telling you, NBA's coming calling.
Yeah, I think he's not long for this league, which is great to see. We have absolutely squeezed the life out of this lemon in the back end of this game. Thank you for sticking with us to the very end. It was the Perth Wildcats who had a massive win tonight over the Cairns Taipans. On behalf of Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Annalie Maley, and our team behind the scenes, thanks for being with us. We'll catch you tomorrow for the Breakers and the 36ers in Pride Round.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Walks in